Okay.
Yep.
My
Good afternoon, Rachel. How are you? First question: where are you based?
I'm currently based in Florida.
Oh, yeah, so it's 6 hours less than Madrid. So it's we are in your morning now.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And Rachel, before beginning to talk about your current project, it would be great if you could share with us all your background. You can talk about everything that has happened and that's helped you to be in the current position.
Yeah, sure. I'd love to. So my name is Rachel West. I'm the founder and CEO of Safari Portal. Before Safari Portal, and still actually even now, I'm a tour operator. So I'm a safari specialist. My husband Phil is a third generation Kenyan safari guide. He and I met on a safari in 2010. He was my guide, and I never went home. So I stayed in Kenya after the safari. We got married shortly after that, and we bought a piece of property on the edge of Nairobi National Park, built a house there, had two kids, and only moved back to the States. We moved to Florida in 2018. So,
That was
then,
certainly a personalized service, the one you receive, and that's Safari.
yeah, yeah, it
So
was,
it's a really nice story. That's
yeah, thank
so
you.
so
It
the
worked.
no,
It,
sorry.
it worked out for all of us. We're all happy, and we've got a lovely family now. So we had the two boys in Nairobi, and we had a little girl in 2019 as well. So we've got our hands full with the kids. My husband still guides. He's actually flying back from Kenya today. So he's half the year here and half the year there. And since I met him really and moved to Kenya, I've been working with him, assisting with his safari company. So when I first met him, he was doing everything himself. He was guiding the trips, but he was also liaising with clients and planning the trips, designing them, doing the costings, putting together proposals, a real one-man band. And my husband is amazing in the bush and just incredibly knowledgeable about everything safari, but he is not a tech person at all.
Mhm.
So that was always a challenge for him. And so I've taken that side of the business off of his plate. And that's really been my focus for the past 13 years. Um, in addition to Phil being an amazing safari guide and husband and father, he's also an incredibly talented photographer. And so when he's not on safari, we share an office. He's normally there. He'll be
Uh-huh.
back later today. And he spends his time working through the photos that he takes while traveling and editing them. And he just spends a lot of time on that. And so we've always had at our disposal this amazing archive of stunning photography from all over Africa and the world. And because we are a very small company and all word of mouth based, we do high value, low volume. So whenever we get a proposal, we want to know that we're putting everything we possibly can into that proposal to try to close the deal. And for us, a huge piece of that is leveraging that resource that we have in his photo archives to be able to communicate our own expertise, our own personality, to really get people excited to travel with these beautiful images, and to communicate like expectations, to set their expectations that they can see and visualize what they're going to experience and where they're going to go. So before Safari Portal, I would spend hours crafting like the perfect itinerary proposal. And, if we designed a trip specifically for a client, let's say who was obsessed with elephants, baby elephants, that was really like the goal for the trip, the focus of it. I would say, Phil, I need you to send me some really beautiful baby elephant photos so we can customize this proposal and show them that the places that we're picking and the activities that we're including curating within this itinerary have really, we've just put so much thought and energy and detail into it. We want them to see that, and so I'd say, can you find a couple of baby elephant photos from the southern Serengeti in March? And Phil would say, no problem. Give me a couple hours so I can sift through my 50,000 photos and find the right photos. And the whole process was just very tedious. And as I said, took a long time. We have 3 small children. They also take a lot of time. And when COVID came, I just didn't have the time to spend hours putting these proposals together. And so we had the idea for Safari Portal. And Safari Portal is an itinerary building platform created for high-end travel professionals who are really designing trips and curating trips, and they want to be able to communicate those details in a really personalized and flexible way. So we came up with this idea. We sketched out prototypes on the backs of the kids' drawings of like what it should look like, how it would be able to be used, and what features it would have, and all of that. And we were blessed in a way by COVID. I mean, COVID was horrible for all of us, but one of the good things that happened to us was that so many people were stuck at home and sort of desperate for like humanity. And Phil, being from Kenya and being so well connected within the safari industry, we just kept going to like our friends and network and would say, we're working on this project. We'd really love to show it to you and just see what you think. Would you like to get on a Zoom call? And everybody was like, yes, that sounds amazing, because nobody was doing anything else. And so we started showing these prototypes and saying, what's working, what's not working, how can we make this better? And iterating based on that feedback and adding new things, and, just kept changing and updating it. And eventually we got to the point where we would show these prototypes and the people just say like, this is amazing. Can I sign up? Like, I want to use this. And it became very obvious that a platform like this is something that the luxury travel industry has really needed, and not just within the safari world, but in the larger travel industry, and so we developed it. We launched the platform in July 2021. And keep in mind, Phil has zero tech background at all. Like, he's really a Bush person. And I'm not a developer. I don't have any development background. I'm a travel professional that needed something for myself. And as it turns out, it's not just me that needed this. There are a lot of people that have really been crying out for this, and the reception, we launched in 2021. The reception has been really extraordinary. People love it, and we've grown exponentially just, again, based on word of mouth and people sharing it with their friends and telling people how much they enjoy using the platform. I'm really proud of what we created. It's beautiful to use. It's easy. The proposals, itineraries that you can create using it are really stunning and flexible. So you can communicate exactly what you want to, how you want to. We can use your brand fonts, your brand colors. It's not trying to squeeze you into something that you're not. And I think that's really special in travel tech in general, and one other thing. I think with the rise of AI and in general, travel professionals really need to be careful and amplify why we are like, what we bring to the table. And what we bring to the table is our personal touch, right? What we are designing this trip based on what you told us, right? That's why somebody books with a travel agent or travel advisor, because they want to be able to talk to a real person, and they want to know, what restaurants do you recommend, or what tours do you recommend? My kids they can't sit through stuff, and so to be able to use technology in a way that elevates that rather than like sucks the personality out of it, which I think so many times technology does, it has just really been a powerful thing.
Mm-hmm. When you're talking about proposing or building up itineraries, these itineraries are comprehensive of all the land arrangements, hotels, excursions, etc.
Everything.
and then you negotiate the fares, and you manage the inventory with all these resorts, hotels, etc., and with the DMCs in the destination, or you just propose which should be the services that the client should, or the client, in this case, the client is another travel agent, should negotiate for their clients.
Okay, so that's a very good question. Safari Portal is not it's not operation software. It's proposal software. So you as a travel agent, if you're using Safari Portal, you will have arranged the tour. So through working with your DMC, or you've made the bookings directly, however you do that, you've quoted it outside either on a spreadsheet, or you've gotten the quote from your DMC, or maybe you have a third party quotation software that you're using, Tour Plan or Toursys or Pink Elephant or something like that. That happens outside of Safari Portal, all of it. It's when you want to present this to a client in a way that inspires them, is understandable. It allows you to communicate why you've designed that trip the way that you have, why you've included that hotel or that specific tour for them, with photos and videos and however you want, whatever you want to include in there, you can. Flight information and transfer information, contact details. You can use Safari Portal when you're at that point, right, to communicate all the little nitty-gritty details that they need. You can use it before you get to that point, when you're at a preliminary planning stage with the client. So even before you've gone to your DMC or gone directly to your suppliers and put things together, maybe you had a client that came to you and said, Javier, I really want to go to Barcelona. I'm traveling with my 3 children. They're very badly behaved. They won't sit still for anything. I need to keep them busy and keep moving. And what do you suggest? Can you send me like a couple different hotels you think would be a good fit? Some different tours that we should maybe do? And you're not really at the point where you're setting up like, this person's going to meet you and pick you up at this time, and you have a restaurant booking at this time. You're not there yet. You're just in the discovery phase, right? That point, you can use Safari Portal to very, very quickly, like within a couple of minutes, put together a presentation of, here's some different ideas or options. What do you think? And literally, I'm not joking you, this could take 30 seconds. It looks beautiful. It has images. You can customize it however you want. You can change text, you can add video, all of it. And that's also it's actually one of the most popular features of Safari Portal, because we use it all the time. Without that, at that stage, that inquiry stage, what are you sending out? Here's a couple different links to different hotel websites. You don't want to do that because you might lose the guy. Like, what's stopping them from booking direct to the hotel? Or you're writing a whole, spiel. Well, you could do this tour and it involves this, or you could do this one, it involves that. That's not a good solution either. So this is a really simple, smart solution for a scenario that happens every day, and you can use Safari Portal from that very early, like first touch point with the client. You can use it once you start to zero in on, okay, they want to do this hotel, they want to do these tours. I've given them some different restaurant options. We've made a 7 p.m. reservation at this restaurant, and I'm going to recommend that they ask for this waiter and order these, specific items off the menu. Here's the menu. You can attach that in there. Here's walking directions with a live Google map from your hotel to the restaurant. So you can include as many or as few details as you want, depending on your client. Not every client needs walking directions from the hotel to the restaurant, or needs to have the menu on their app while they're traveling. Some do. You can do it if you want to. You can use Safari Portal to collect your guest information, passports and health and dietary information. You can use it to share that information in a safe and secure way with your DMCs or your suppliers. It's really an in terms of, when I say all-in-one system, we've always been very careful not to try to be all things to all people, right? So as I said, we're not a quotation system. There are systems that do that very well, and we integrate with them. So you could do your costing using a tour plan or a Toursys or a Pink Elephant or others. We have users using Salesforce to quote and press a button that says generate Safari Portal itinerary, and it pushes the information into Safari Portal in a beautiful presentation package, and you share it that way, but you're not redoing the work, and you're not, I lost my train of thought. It's great. And we're
No, I
not,
think what you have said about not being everything to everyone, it's really smart, because it's impossible to be
yeah.
the solution for all the problems. So if you
Well,
try to achieve it, for sure you will fail.
yes, and what happens when software companies or anybody tries to do that is you end up being there's an expression like being always pregnant or something. You end up not doing any of them well, right?
Mm.
And what we really set out to do is we want to be the best itinerary building platform, and that is what we do. And
Yeah, there is an old expression: "Jack of all trades, master of none."
yes, we do not want to do that, right? So we're really like laser focused on being the best solution for this, which is a problem that all travel professionals face. And into having really solid and well thought out integrations with other systems that do other things really well, rather than trying to recreate the wheel and recreate things that, we're not a CRM, for example. There are some really great CRM platforms out there, HubSpot. I mean, there's tons of them. And a lot of people are using different ones already. We're not going to replace that. We'll integrate with them, so your systems will all sync and talk together. But for us to try to rebuild HubSpot would then take our focus away from continuously like adding new features and new feature improvements to what our core product is.
So your clients are travel agencies or even independent contractors, and different stages of the travel cycle, as you have explained, inspiration, or even when they have sold the trip, when they are actually sending a really rich and comprehensive information about the trip. Two questions. One is the pricing model, and second, if you have faced challenges regarding the travel agencies using your app, your image in the app, or you have been forced to adapt the look and feel of the app for the different travel agencies?
I'll answer the second part of that first. So very, very early on, we realized that if our goal was to empower agents, DMCs, advisors, consultants, anybody in that space can use this platform. If our goal is to empower them to communicate their own personality and expertise in the best way possible, then a very important piece of that is communicating their brand. And so every user of Safari Portal, we pull through your logo, and we can pull through a little bit of your brand color. We also offer, as a one-time setup, we'll create a totally custom itinerary template for you that has your brand fonts, your brand colors, your styles. And they really, when we create these, we customize them for you. You put it next to your website, it feels completely native to your brand. And in that way, you're using Safari Portal as the back end system. It's powering it, but it's your custom.
Yeah, it's B2B, but from the perspective of the client, it's something that belongs to the travel agency in which he has decided to buy the trip.
Yes, exactly.
That's the best solution.
Exactly. Sure. Yeah.
And regarding the pricing model?
The pricing, again, all companies, we're all individual, right? We all have different business models and set up in different ways. So Safari Portal can support small one-man bands. I mean, that's where we started. And actually, my company is still just my husband and I. We support, mid-range, sort of enterprise companies or verging onto that. We support large DMCs. We have some users that have 40 plus accounts with 40 plus consultants on it. So we really can support any type of travel agency, DMC, advisor, consultant, independent contractor, anybody who really like takes a lot of pride in what they're presenting, putting forward, can use this platform. Our pricing starts at $199 per month, and then we customize the plan based on your needs from there.
Yeah, as you said, it all depends on the size of the client and
Yes.
the usage that it has of your platform, for sure.
Right, and what features they are important to them. Everybody's different, so we custom tailor the plans really.
Regarding your footprint, I guess that now, for the time being, you are mostly focused on the States.
No,
I know.
so we're very much worldwide. I
Ah.
would say I'd say probably 25% of our users, the agents that use the Safari Portal platform, are based in the US, 25% are based in UK, and 25% are based in Africa. And then the last 25% is really a mixed bag.
I guess that those that you refer in Africa should be more than pure travel agencies, more DMCs, no? More companies that have their own product and they are not capable to sell it properly as if they were a formal tour operator.
It's really both. We do have a lot of DMCs using the platform, but most of the companies using the platform are smaller companies, because you can use Safari Portal and in a way it saves you having to hire an assistant or somebody to help do this, right? It's so easy to use it. You can build itineraries from your phone. You can, all of it. It takes that side of it out of it.
No, but congratulations for your international expansion, because it's not easy, and especially a country so competitive as UK. It's for sure it's not easy to gain a space in the travel space in UK. Yeah. So I think it's you have to feel really proud of it.
I am very proud. I'm very grateful to our users and the community that we've built, because really they did it. We do almost no marketing at all. It's all been just people really, really being passionate and loving this tool, because it saves us so much time. It makes you feel proud to share. This is what I created. This is what I've designed for you, and yeah. So I'm grateful to our community for spreading.
I guess that where you actually provide real value is on those kind of long haul trips that you were referring before, and obviously the UK and the German outgoing markets are a reference for these long haul trips. So if they consider, the travel agencies in UK consider that as more Safari Portal is a valuable tool for their work, yes, it means that you are playing Champions League. And talking about football terms, so
my husband would appreciate the reference.
So it's not, without my respect, it's not the same to be successful in UK than to be successful in Namibia. So yeah, the level of development of the travel vertical is quite different. So if those experienced travel agents consider that they are adding value to their clients using your technology and your content, because in this case, I think it's not just a question of technology, it's a question of content as well. Have you before explained?
Yes, it's both. So the Safari Portal is preloaded with all of my husband's amazing photos. So stunning photos from all over Africa that have been organized and tagged. So when you need that photo of an elephant in southern Serengeti in March, you type in elephant March baby and it comes right up, right? And once we realized, which was very early, that the platform can work for anywhere in the world, it's not just limited to Africa, we started, and this is his focus as part of the company, sourcing really beautiful images, professional images from all over the world. So if you need a photo of the Eiffel Tower in spring, you can find it, right? So it's this amazing media library that I think there's nothing like it in the world, that just it's curated. Like you don't have to be searching through Unsplash to find, the best photos. They're there for you. It's already done for you. The same with property.
And you have the rights of the photos, which
yes,
is the relevant part, because obviously at the end of the day, you can find these photos, these pictures, but you have to pay for them.
Right. So we've paid for them, and they're licensed for reuse within Safari Portal. And then we have the descriptions of hotels. So we have a content library that has descriptions of thousands of hotels around the world. We have descriptions of areas. So all the major tourist destinations in the world have an area page, a description with photos already curated, professionally written. We had an amazing travel writer who also writes for the New York Times, San Francisco Bay Chronicle. I mean, he's wonderful. And he wrote all of our destination content except the Africa stuff. I made my husband write that because he's so knowledgeable. But yeah, and I think actually, especially for non-native English speakers, agents to have that access to really well-written content is huge. And then we have a language translation feature as well.
Mhm.
So we're really, just adding as people need. We've been very responsive to feedback and yeah.
And what will be the next step, or what are you expecting for Safari Portal in 2024?
Well, what I am passionate about and always get excited about is new features. So I mean, I don't sleep anymore. I'm just constantly like waking up like, oh, we could do this. We could do this. What about this? So my goal is just to continue developing and continue adding these really, time-saving tools to our agents' toolbox to help them continue to create beautiful, inspirational itinerary proposals and documents to share with their guests, get people inspired to travel, to continue to travel.
Okay, because we wish you all the best, Rachel. I'm sure that it's 2 years, almost 2 years of hard work. It doesn't seem too long, but after you have explained, you've achieved a lot of milestones, and I think you are actually riding the right wave, because one of the things that we've seen after the pandemic is that the high-end trips keep on growing. People are eager to have more complete experiences, and that means that customized long-haul trips where the advice of a professional, having beforehand the right information, or even being capable to inspire more personal in a more personal way, it's much more relevant. So I think that, as I said, you are right in the right wave, because this, from my humble perspective, this is one of the trends that we'll be seeing in the next 2, 3, 5 years at least. And
Yeah.
for sure, Safari Portal could be a very helpful tool for all these travel agencies. It's funny because, as you remember, I come from the tour operating world as well. And I've been hearing for the last 20 years that the travel agencies were dead. It's one of the
Not
longest
true.
deaths I've ever seen. But obviously they have evolved, but they are really alive. And precisely those travel agencies specialize in high-end clients, providing professional and a personalized service, will be there for many, many more years to come. And obviously using the right technology, partnering with I remember the old days when the tour operator, we created our own brochures, and every 6 months we have to gather all the information, update the pictures, the description, etc. So those days are over. It's time to partner with the right companies, and if you, as you said before, the distinction quoting instead of operational, the travel business is incredibly operational. So if you are an operational company and you excel in that, okay, focus on that and use other companies that are excelling in other activities that will complement your core business. So that's the way to do things in an efficient and a profitable way. So
Yeah.
that's why I really feel confident of your future. And just to say, Rachel, thanks again for your time and for sharing with us what you are doing. I think it's always very interesting to know entrepreneurs for all over the world how they envision the travel work. People say, no, everything is invented. Okay, this is not rocket science, but there is a lot of common sense yet to be applied to be things better, to make things better. And that certainly is what you are doing. So thanks again, Rachel, for your time.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Travelthink is a non-profit initiative launched and managed by Dr. Javier Gonzalez-Soria in 2006, focused on new trends, innovation, and startups in the travel tech space. Thousands of professionals receive the Travelthink news, where travel top leaders and entrepreneurs share their insights and reflections.